watched last week The Amazing Atheist, YouTube personality, The Amazing Atheist, otherwise known as The Amazing Marxist, released a liberal call to revolution video in which he threw every pat, trite, fictionalized slander that the left has yet to forge in the fire of their hatred towards the Tea Party. I watched that video and roll your eyes amusement. With one breath, he cartoons the Tea Party down to size, you know, as if there's some sort of gesture to be flicked away. And then, with the other breath, he tries to say that they're the greatest threat to progressives' regressive view of America's future. But this video is actually going to be an attempt to clarify why the Tea Party has changed and will completely change American politics. Here's the thing, the Tea Party is not about race, it's not about gender, it's not about sexuality, it's not about class, it's not about any of these, you know, compartmentalized, you know, tags that the left kind of likes to break us up into so they can hurt us politically. It's not about any of those things. None of them. It's about the Constitution and it's about the role of government, the role and the size of government. Period. That's it. That's all it's about. And the reason they don't approach the Tea Party and try to refute them on these ideas is because to do so is to expose their failed Keynesian nonsense. You know, they don't want to do that. They don't have to get caught in that corner. So leftist slander to the rescue. The problem this time, however, is that it doesn't quite stick. It's not working so well against the Tea Party, and I'm going to tell you why, but that's why we see this kind of, you know, frustration level. You can hear it in TJ's voice. Why can't we strangle out this Tea Party with the same old rhetoric and demagoguery? The reason is because with the Tea Party, there's no real, like, Pat Robinson you can just sort of hold up and wave around as, hey, this is the Republicans. You don't like this guy, you don't like the Republicans. It's not quite that easy with the Tea Party. There's sort of this faceless movement of normal people, a grassroots movement. No, there's no Koch brothers money. You know, if you listen to any leftists, you know, there's no corporations involved. It's all lies. It's all lies. Tea Party is made up from everybody from your grandmother to the gays. It's farmers to firemen. I mean, it's everybody. It's a truly far-reaching coming together of normal Americans. And they recognize one thing. They're under the tent of one thing. The government has completely failed. It hasn't just failed here in America, it's failed abroad. It's failed profoundly in Europe, but it's failed. It's completely failed. It said it could do something it can't do. And of course, constitutionally, it was never supposed to do that anyway. Not only is government absolutely not the solution to the problems that we face, both fiscally and otherwise, to paraphrase Reagan, it is the problem. The government's the problem. It's big, it's fat, it's bloated, it's eating too much fast food, it needs Atkins and any other kind of diet it can get. It's completely out of control. That's it. That's what they're concerned about. The fiscal fate of this country, period. That's a lot harder to slander, especially when leftists have nothing to offer you except for Marxist dribble down the side of their mouth. And you're broke. And it's because they don't get it. They don't understand that government, all the government needs to do is get out of the way. Just get out of the way. You suck, you fail. This is not what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to defend a country. You're supposed to guard its borders. You're supposed to provide laws and a fair playing field. That's it, period. Infrastructure. You're not supposed to solve all these problems with your all-knowing governmental skills. Please, we don't need you. The American people are brilliant. They're brilliant at creating prosperity. They're brilliant at ingenuity. America's people have brought you the smartphone. America's people have brought you all the comforts, from the creature comforts to the necessities that you enjoy. The government just impedes the process of this. Get the government out of your life. That's the Tea Party in a nutshell. Right there. So slandering it with some kind of ridiculous notion of racism or, you know, I don't even know. They're going to come up with something else. It's all going to be to try to scare you. It's all just pablum. It's nonsense. It's all lies. All of it is just nothing but lies. Now here's the thing. For the liberal detractors, the people that oppose the Tea Party, if they want to come at us with actual complaints about the Tea Party's stance on A, B, C, D, that's fine. In fact, most conservatives, including myself, desperately welcome that debate. The reason the Tea Party is picking up so much momentum and wields so much power today is because people recognize it for its authenticity. And you can't slander your way out of that. So it doesn't matter how you say we don't like women or grandmas or we don't like, you know, puppies, ice cream cones. It's all nonsense. It's not going to work this time. You actually have to defend your fiscal failures. And the Tea Party is simply saying, people, individual liberty, the Constitution, that's our best bet for prosperity. It's always worked. And the huffing and puffing, you know, liberal version of the Constitution, throw that out. Throw that out, because this, what you're living in right now, you know, 20% unemployment in reality, complete and total stagnation, Soviet-style living standards. That's where we're heading. That's what it gives you. That's what it gives you when an elitist, quote-unquote, academically sophisticated administration is piloting this country. The Tea Party recognizes that. The Tea Party is getting that message out to both young and old, and it's resonating. And it's going to win the next election. And all the little liberal Marxists that just want to get their little lips around the governmental teat, you know, just give me more. And whatever the teat's starting to dry up, you know what I mean? The Tea Party is just slowly but surely starting to dry it up. And TJ is just like, there's no milk coming out of the teat. TJ, I sympathize with you, but I assure you that's going to continue. I'd love to hear your actual problems with the Tea Party. You know, something that the Tea Party's actually said, actually done, actually stood for. That's an interesting conversation, but your nonsense rhetoric, please.